Hey guys, Rick here from Rated.R.Photography. This time we're going through a photo shoot that I completely messed up, but kinda got lucky. Hey guys, this is going to be a quick tip this time. Go to Library Window, and then once you have it over in Lightroom, all I do is I came on my camera when I bought it. This photo, I learned something because back to email, go through 70 flags, 2.8 IS, kind of what I do.
For mature audiences, the following has been rated R.
So what happened with this one was, the long story short of it is when I'm at work, I shoot a ton of things, and I shoot in JPEG. I know you should never shoot in JPEG, but I do because processing times are super important, upload times are important, file size has to be small. It just has to be that way. I am still shooting with the 5D Mark III most of the time, or a T4i, but you gotta do what you gotta do. What happened here is I came home from work, I went to do a photo shoot, and I didn't switch out of JPEG and shot this entire thing in JPEG. That said, the reason I think I was able to pull this off still was this was actually my first time playing with flashes and everything, and I actually had my roommate come along and hold up diffusers, and it was the first time really playing with artificial light in an open area. So I was very careful to get my exposures right because I wanted to make sure everything worked. I was really focused on getting the shot right in camera. So when it JPEG compressed it all, I didn't mess up too bad. But let's take a look at these. Alright, so, down to the computer. As you can see, we come out with, it says 19 images, but 2 of those there are a total joke, so it ends up being about 17. So let's highlight them all, unstack them, so I can show you befores and afters like always. So you're going to see the afters, and then the befores, because that's just kind of how it works out with this. So, starting through, this is the girl's car. My friend's name is Kyrstie. She wanted to do a little photo shoot here. So it was the middle of winter, like it always seems to be up here in Canada. My roommate and I went out and just had some fun over at a lake and shot some pretty cool stuff. So this was us getting ready in the morning. She lived right around here. We got some coffee. I snapped a couple little test shots. Didn't clue in yet that I was in JPEG. But I'll go through my lenses here too, because I did change lenses throughout the day. So I know at 35mm, I must have been using my 24-70. Only lens I have that covers the 35mm range. And it looks like I'm using a polarizer for sure here. This was a few months back, so I'm going to kind of play it by memory a little bit here. But as we can see here, where is it? 400 ISO, 35mm, 1/100th of a second, 2.8mm. It's a bit early here. I don't know the exact time of this shot. Maybe that's in the metadata. Oh, it's 9:30 in the morning, but it's also December 18th, so not the brightest time. Anyways, hopping over. This one I used as a background on my Facebook for quite some time, and there's the original image of that. So just a shot down the pier. We found a location, just started playing with stuff. I'm using the 17-40 here, actually looks like, because I did borrow that from work, I guess. So I was just playing with the wide angle. I had never used that lens before this day, I know that. So I just brought out all the colors. I think I used a brush in to bring in some greens and some blues and whatnot. Hucked the watermark behind it. And this is actually the first image I ever put that watermark on. I had just designed it after I did this photo shoot. Now here we go. This is the first example of me getting it a little bit wrong. You can see this shot's blown out. It's too bright. It's at 85mm at 1.8, ISO 100/100th of a second. It's also the first time I ever shot in snow, and snow is really bright, if you didn't realize that. That's why people go snow blind when you stare at the snow. So in the edit, I just brought down some of the other highlights that I could, or almost brought down the shadows more, I should say. You can see in the trees back there. And it still works. I still like the shot. Here, we're still pretty bright here. I haven't quite clued in yet, so we're still at 1.8, at 500th of a second now, so I tried to darken it up, but I also cranked my ISO up to 125 for some reason. But as you can see, it just kind of went a little bit tighter with that to bring out some of that sky, kind of make the mountains seem bigger by cropping them smaller, and hucked a little watermark in the corner. A lot of these edits were a little bit more basic. This was one time I was really proud of how my shots came out in the camera before I had to do all my crazy editing this. Another one of the car here, we parked it just down this pier. All these shots, the car is behind us there, and she's in front of us. That's one little kind of pathway. And before and after on the edit there, nothing crazy. I think I put a little bit more clarity on the car than the background, just to make it punch a little bit. This one I did a little bit of that kind of bloom in the corner there. You can see it fades, just kind of makes it look like there's a bit of a light source. There's still no flashes yet. We haven't busted out the flashes, I know that. And this is at the 85mm lens. This is the first shoot I ever did with the 85mm as well. Really the first time I brought a camera bag and brought stuff to try to do something. This one I was really happy with. So all those bokeh balls in the back look like snow, and they're actually not. Those are birds. There's a bunch of seagulls around, and my roommate hucked a rock at the water next to them. It made them all fly right when I was ready for it. So since I'm down at, what am I at here? 1.8, they just blew out. So you can see I cropped it tighter, and I put a graduated filter from the top to the bottom and excluded her. So that's how you get that mountain to look like it's actually covered in snow up there. And in reality, it's just not. So there's a lot of faking in that shot to get it the way it is. Not much of an edit on her there, as you can see. I just kind of cropped very selectively to get rid of the mirror and just clean up the shot with a crop, really. This one, the flashes have come out now. So this is the raw, complete, well, not raw, it's a JPEG, but this is the unedited shot. You can see the lighting is really crisp and bright. My roommate was holding up a reflector with a flash pointed at it, so he was his own kind of bounce sheet. That's how we pulled that off. And I believe he's standing right to the left of the frame there, nice and high. And I'm really happy with this one. I remember when that one first got edited. I think I edited it. Oh, no. There's a different one I'll mention later. Just a really great headshot. One of my favorites. And this is with the 50mm 1.8. So you can see I'm changing lenses a few times throughout this day. Probably more than I should have. But it's the first time. I'm just playing with stuff, right? This one there's a bit of an edit on. There's an edit on all these. But this one I did a bit more stuff. I brushed some clarity onto the smoke that she's blowing out there. Just to kind of give it more depth. I think there's another graduated filter up there in the sky. Yeah, you can tell because the mountain tip tops are a little bit bluer than the green down there. Just add some more mood to it, really. This one, the flashes are out again. As you can see, they're over to the left, hence why it's a little bit more sharp on that side of her. And her hair is a little bit messier, and we just kind of, again, cropped it a little bit tighter. I boomified some of the colors in her, made her a little bit more orange. I don't know if she liked that or not, but I thought it made that shot pump out a little bit more. This one, I did the crazy headshot edit on. So you can see if we zoom right in close here, her eyes are nuts. They just are. So I think I clarity brushed them. I did some editing to this one beyond what I would usually do, just because I wanted to try it. And I just thought it came out really cool. Same thing, graduated filter in the background. So it's going from the top right down, and then I erase it away from her. Do that all right in Lightroom. This one is when I told my roommate that he could pick a lighting situation, and he did this. That's why I'm the photographer of our group here. This one I was actually so excited on. There's the raw. I edited this in the in the front seat of my car while we were driving to the next location because my roommate was driving my Camaro. She was in the car with us. We were all scudding around, but I'm literally sitting there cramped up. I'll show you a photo of this stupid car I was driving later. Sorry, it's early and I really need coffee. But I was really excited with that. So that one's a bit more of a dramatic edit than it needed to be. But this was the first one of the entire set I edited. First flashed photo I'd ever edited, and I was just really excited to see what I could pull out of it, right? This was when I realized I shot it in JPEG, too. So coming down here, these ones are getting pretty edited now. This is the 24 to 70. As you can see, we cropped in way tighter, warmed it right up. Not sure if I'm actually crazy about that edit, but good photo. This one I really like. So as you can see, the crop completely changed this. We put on some lens corrections to flatten out the bowing because this was at 28mm, just because that's how much space we really had with each other. And I really like that. Same thing in graduated filters on the sky. Really, she joked that it kind of made her look like a museum piece because it has that very wax figure look. And I just thought it was a really neat thing to try out. This was the first one I showed her that she thought that. Original. Edit kind of looked like a woolly mammoth in a museum. Not that Kyrstie looks like a woolly mammoth, but you must know what I mean there. When you get that really fake backdrop that's just very smooth. And I was a big fan of this one. This is up at f8 because now I think the flash, we've kind of found the sweet spot with that in terms of power-wise and recycle times. So now we're using aperture to control the amount of brightness we're letting in. Here we're just playing up in a tree. I can't remember where the flash was at this point, but the roommate was all... This may have been when we switched over. I tossed my roommate the camera after I kind of locked in the settings, and then I ran around with the light to try different things. We make a pretty good team. That's why we film so much dumb stuff together. And it just came out really good. This one, I just wanted to embarrass her with. So there's that. And this is the dumb car that we decided to drive, or I decided to drive all through the Canadian winter. Way too edited. This was done with way too much dehazing on the background, hence why it's all blue and terrible. But what I want to point out is obviously it's better. Let's go back to the camera. Obviously, it's always better to be shooting in RAW. You get more data, you can save a shot, you can do more editing to a shot you got as good as you could with one exposure. But if you do mess up, like I did, don't delete everything. work with what you got. I'm still really proud of some of these. Some of these are going in my portfolio. Some of the headshots of her are my favorite shots I've taken, my favorite headshots by far. They're on my Flickr. They're out there. I showed them to clients. This is what I can do. And I shot it in JPEG. Totally messed up. So moral of the story, just because you're dumb like me doesn't mean you can't still make good images, and just go out there and try stuff. If you mess up, so be it, right? I will see you guys next time, and check out the second channel for the little behind the scenes iPhone video of how this is all lit, how it's all working. Oh, and my TV turned off there. Just noticed that. Well, win some, you lose some. Later, guys.